So what does it take to be number one? What do you need to be the champ? I think that's the question that every manufacturer is asking themselves when they look at the hatchback category in South Africa. It is massively popular, and every single one of the manufacturers has their top contender vying for that title. BMW joined the fight in 2004 when they launched their 1 Series, and in true BMW fashion, it was a car that was either loved or hated, but it still did massive volumes. They've just launched their new 2nd generation 1 Series, and is this going to do enough to deliver that knockout punch to their competitors? I suppose the obvious place to start when discussing the new 1 Series is going to be the styling, because I think that's where most of the controversy is going to lie. Just like a boxer, take a lot of abuse and action in the front end and the face, and that's I think where the controversy is the front end styling. Very, very flat on the nose, very bug-eyed with the headlights set quite wide apart. For me, from a side profile, you are going to notice that the 1 Series now is a lot longer and a lot wider. So when you look at it from the side angle, that nose is very prominent, kind of like what you find on a Z4, where all the action is happening right in the back and this long nose gliding out in the front.
Think what you will of the styling, but the longer wheelbase and wider track are intended to address one of the major criticisms against the original 1 Series, a lack of interior room.
Legroom is improved, 21 millimeters they've gained in the back. It sounds like nothing, but I promise you when you do hop in the back, there's actually ample space and headroom. So I think that's probably a big improvement, because it was quite cramped in the old 1 Series. They've improved the boot space as well. I think that's up about 30 litres to 360 litre space in the back. So it's super versatile as well. You can flip all the seats down, and that's what people want in a hatchback. Something that's sporty, something that's dynamic, but something that's practical as well.
Driving dynamics are increasingly important in this sector of the market, with cars like the Alfa Giulietta, Opel Astra and Ford Focus all promising an engaging drive. And here, the 1 Series holds its biggest draw card.
Being the only rear-wheel drive car in the segment, you're always going to get that engaging dynamic drive when you do drive any BMW, and it's no different when you're cruising around in the 1 Series. They're also boxing very, very smart in terms of the engine derivatives they're bringing out. It's the first time that BMW's gone with such a small power plant, a 4-cylinder 1.6 litre twin turbo motor is what they're bringing to SA. You get 2 options. You get the badged 116 and the badged 118. Difference being 100 kilowatts and 220 newton meters of torque in the 116. And then the 118 that we're driving in now pushes up to 125 kilowatts and 250 newton meters of torque. So from a performance-wise measure, if you're having a look at the tail of the tape between its competitors, it certainly outperforms them in terms of kilowatts and performance. In terms of diesel, the only one they're bringing into SA is the 120 diesel, and that's got 135 kilowatts. And again, I think it's going to be a great performer. The diesel technology is incredible in the BMWs now.
BMW is serious about finding alternative ways to power their future cars, whether it be through hybrid, hydrogen or electric technology. In the meantime, they're also making their conventionally driven cars more efficient.
But it can be quite boring telling somebody to drive efficiently. So on their little heads-up button, you've now got Sport, you've got Comfort, and you've got Eco Pro. And the way Eco Pro works is when you select it, it actually turns it into a bit of a game. And it shows you your savings. It obviously indicates when you should change your gears. It shows you on the onboard display how it's regenerating and recharging battery through braking, turning off aircon, everything to kind of make this car way more efficient. And it actually gives you a little rating, and it tells you on your drive you've saved 12 kilometers of fuel. So might be a bit gimmicky, but it is quite fun to try and encourage you to drive in an efficient way. But certainly going with the smaller capacity engines and with a turbo, this BMW is way more efficient. They're claiming figures of like 5.8 in this in the 118 BM that we're driving in. We haven't quite got there, but obviously we're driving a little bit harder on test. The big debate, of course, always is going to be around price, and you look at Golf probably as the benchmark in this category, but the Ford Focus always does really well. The Honda Civic is there as well, and you're going to find that this is a little bit more expensive. Starting base models in the 116, you're looking at just under 270 grand, and there's a 20 grand difference between the 6-speed manual that we're driving in now and the 8-speed automatic box. And I can just imagine going in that 8-speed box, just how super smooth the gear change is going to be. We haven't got to drive it yet, but that again is going to help you from an efficiency perspective. Going into the 118, you're looking at standard model just under 290, but in the sports version that we're driving in now, it's just over the 305 up to 320,000 rand category.
In terms of pricing, it stacks up well against its rivals, especially if you take its premium badge into account. So does the new 1 Series have what it takes to be a title contender?
Let's be honest, boxing isn't everybody's cup of tea. It's controversial, it's in your face, you either love it or you hate it. And I think that pretty much sums up the BMW 1 Series. From a styling point of view, not everyone's cup of tea. You're going to love it or you're going to hate it. But at the end of the day, it packs a punch where it counts the most. Super efficient engines, good performance and a dynamic drive. I think you guys need to be the judge of this round.